Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, I'll show you top 27 tips and tricks of Microsoft Excel to make your work easy, productive, and save you time in your office. So without wasting any time, let's just get started. Tip number 1. As you can see, I have some data over here. Now what I have to do is, I have to convert this data into the uppercase and print it. Now a lot of you guys would think of putting up a formula for the conversion, but here's the trick that can really help you save time. Select whatever data you have by pressing Ctrl A. Come over here at Home tab in the fonts. Now here, you will get to see some of uppercase fonts which you can just select and it will convert your data into the uppercase without using any formulas. Now you can just click on this and print your data and then it will get your data in uppercase format. Tip number 2. Here, you get to get someone to enter the names. What would you do is you click on the cell here to enter the name. As you can see, there is a pop-up. It says, enter the names in uppercase only. So, whenever anyone will do the entries, he will get to know that he got to enter the names in uppercase only. So, I'll show you how you can put cell messages like this. Suppose I select this range. I go to Data tab, then Data Validation, then in Settings. Do not change any validation here. Let it be any value. Go to Input Message. Now, where you can type your message. Suppose here in title I type info and let's just type anything here and click OK. So now, as you can see, when you click on the cell, you will see the message over here. To remove the text, go to Data Lab, Data Validation, and clear all, and your messages has been removed. Tip number 3. Suppose I select this cell and I want to write something here and centralize it. It means I have to use merge in center, that is merge all the cells and then the data will appear in the center of this table. Without merging the cells, we can get the data in center. Suppose in this cell I write student record, let's say SR, and then I select this range and now I want this SR to be in center without merging the cell. So, right click here, then go to Format Cells, after then Alignment tab. Then by using the horizontal drop down, we will select the option of Center Across Selection. Now, you will find out that the data will appear in center of the selected range without merging the cells. Now, why this can be very important and useful is because when we put formulas and we select range, then the formula won't accept or allow the merge cells in between. So in that case, you can still get the job done without merging the cell. Tip number 4. As you can see, we have some names of employees here. Now as I hover the cursor over the name, then it shows their image. If I remove the cursor, it hides the image or disappear. Now this can be very much helpful in Excel. Let's say you have some voter ID card numbers written here or any identity card number. So you can just have that card image popping up. And that's why this tip can be super useful. As you can see, I have the images done in these two cells right now, and I'll show you how to add the image in this third cell. Alright, so click on the cell, then go to Review tab, then click onto this new comment, then you'll see this box. If anything is written in that box, then make sure to erase it. After then, click on this line of box, then right click, then you'll see the option of Format Comment. Just click on that. After that, come to Colors and Lines, then come to Color option, then open drop down and hover down here to fill effects and click on it. Then go to Picture tab and then select your image and insert it. Click on OK. Almost there. After that you can resize the image according to you, see what's best for you, and it's all done. Now, as I hover over here, and now I can see the picture. If you want to remove the picture, just come here at the top and click on this delete button. After then, the comment which you put here will get deleted. Tip number 5. I have this data over here. Now what I want to do is, I want to copy a selected data from this sheet to another sheet. Now you shouldn't be doing it like copy this by Ctrl C and then come back here in another sheet and paste. Then again, go back and copy another record, then again come back and paste. You don't have to do it like this, okay? Now here's the tip. Here, we will use clipboard. So what you have to do is go to Home tab, then click on this little arrow pointing downwards at the bottom right. I call it Launch button. Now you have the clipboard open. Now you can select your data. Let's say I want to copy this row. I want this, and this. Now I'll go to the sheet where I want to paste it. It can even be a different workbook. So just click on any cell where you want to paste it and then tap on this Paste All button and you'll see everything will be copied here. So this is how you can use clipboard to copy paste data anywhere in Excel. Tip number 6. Here I have a long list of data, and when I scroll down, it's so difficult to see the headings and work through it. If we freeze the top row so that the heading will be visible to us while working would make things so easy for us. We have two ways to freeze the top row. First is, you click anywhere in the data and then go to the View tab and then tap on this option of Freeze Panes. You'll see three options here. Let's say we want to freeze the top row, so I will just click on Freeze Top Row. And now, as you can see, when I scroll down through the data, I have this first row freezed. Now let's say you want to freeze more than one row. Then what you have to do is select the row from which all the rows above it you want to freeze, then just tap on this Freeze Panes. Alright, so this is the first way of freezing the rows. Tip number 7. Now, another way of freezing the top row is select the entire data by pressing Ctrl A. After that, press Ctrl T to change it to tabular format. Make sure you have this My Tables has headers tick marked and then press OK. Now, when I scroll down, as you can see, the top row has appeared in the very first row in place of column names of this worksheet. Now this will work when you want to freeze only one row since the worksheet used to only have one main row. So this is a smart way of freezing the top row by converting the data into a tabular format. Tip number 8. Now you've learned how to freeze the rows from top of your data. What if you want to freeze the row from bottom? So as you can see, I have some data over here and I have this total row over here and I want it to be freezed. So how do I do it? First of all, go to View tab, then click on the Split button. Now you see these two bar lines. Just hold this bar and place at the bottom of your screen and then set which row you want it to be freezed. Here I want this total row to be freezed. Now as you can see, when I scroll up and down at the bottom, the total row is freezed. If you want to remove this, then just tap the Split option again and it will get back to normal. Tip number 9. I have a big list of data over here. Now I want to print this data. Let's press Ctrl P. And what I see here is, I have these headings in the first page, but in the second and third pages, I don't have any headings. Now, what I want is, I want this heading to be printed on each page. So simply come over here at the top of the page Layout tab, then click on this Print Titles. Then you'll see an option over here named as Rows to Repeat at top. Click on the box in front of it, then select the headings row. Then press OK and we're all set. Now let's press Ctrl P and preview it. So as you can see, now we have the headings to be printed in each pages. So just like this, you can print headings in every single pages. Tip number 10. If I want to print only selected data in Microsoft Excel, then how to do it? I have selected the data over here and I want only this data to be printed. Then what do I do is, I'll go to the Page Layout tab, then go to the Print Area option, then select Set Print Area. Now let's preview it. Press Ctrl P and as you can see, I have here only the selected data for printing. If you want to remove this, then just go to Print Area and then press on this Clear Print Area option and now it's all back to normal and you can print the whole table. Tip number 11. How to hide data in Microsoft Excel. Now, what some people do is, they just select the data and then choose the color white from here, which I don't think is the right way to hide the data and I won't recommend it doing it like this. So, to hide the data, first of all select the data which you want to hide, then either press Ctrl 1 from your keyboard or right click, then go to Format Cells, then Custom, then remove the General from here and put 3 semicolon, then press OK. And as you can see, the selected range has been disappeared. To reset this, select the range, press Ctrl 1 and remove those 3 semicolon and press OK. Now again, you can see your data. Tip number 12. If you want to shift the data from one place to another place in Excel worksheet, then there's no need of doing copy paste or cut paste. You can just select the data, then hover at the edge of it, and then you can simply drag and drop wherever you want to shift the data. Tip number 13. If you want to flip the rows and columns or columns to rows, means if you want to transpose your data, then what you do is you would simply select the data, then Ctrl C it, then wherever you want the result, simply click there and do a right click, then select Paste Special. Then you'll see the options of transpose, select tick mark it, and press OK. And now your data is flipped. Tip number 14. Here I want to fill the series of dates. Suppose I have this as my starting date. So I want to, let's say, fill the next 70 dates from this, or 100 or 200. So how will I get this done? I can't do drag and drop, right? So since it will take a lot of time, therefore we can use a simple trick here, which is we type 1 over here in front of our starting date, then we'll make sure we add Home tab. Then we will go to this Fill option over here, then select Series. Then in this Stop Value box, we will write, let's say 70, then select Columns and press OK. So you'll notice that we have 1 to 70 numbers filled in this column. Now, what you have to do is simply double click on the bottom right edge of the cell and you will have the next 70 dates filled up down the column. Now this column, where we put numbers, you can just delete it. It won't affect nothing. With this trick, you can fill as much dates as you want without burning a lot of time. Tip number 15. I have a data over here, and now what I want to do is I want to add blank row after each rows. So how do I do it? This trick is simply come over here in the helper column and enter 1 here, enter 2 here, then fill the series covering the whole data. After that, copy it and paste right below it. Then put a heading over here. Let's say I enter helper and then put a filter by pressing Ctrl Shift L. Now, from this column, we will sort the data from smallest to largest, and now we have added 1 blank row below each rows. You can delete this column now and just select all the data and put all border from here. Tip number 16. Here I have some blank cells in the pin code column and I wanted to highlight blank cells. So what will I do? Assuming we will have a much bigger data compared to this one, then how will we highlight the blank cells? So we simply select the column where we have blank cells, then press F5, then go to Special, then select blanks, and then click on OK. Now you have the blank cell selected. You can highlight it by filling in any color from here. Tip number 17. Here we again have the blank cells in the pin code column. So what we want to do is we want to clear all the record of those whose pin codes are blank. So simply put the filters on these columns. After then, click on this drop down, then select blanks and then click OK. You will get the blank pin code record. You can select the rows and just delete row. After that, go back to the drop down and select all, then press OK and the job is done. Tip number 18. Here I have a data of student marks and some of these cells are empty or has unfilled marks. Now what I want to do is I want to enter absent or any those blank cells. Basically, I want to fill those blank cells with any one value. So how do I do it? I will simply select all the data of marks, then press F5 of my keyboard, then click on Special, then blanks, then OK. After that, I'll type A and I'll hold Ctrl then press Enter key. Now as you can see, we have A filled in all blank cells. Tip number 19. If you want to delete the duplicate values from any column, suppose we have 200 where 4 times in this column, then just select the range, then go to Data tab, then remove duplicate and click on OK. All the duplicate values has been successfully deleted. Tip number 20. How to highlight duplicate values or entries. Select the range, then go to Home tab, then Conditional Formatting. Highlight Cell Rules, then come down here to Duplicate Values and click on it. After that, you can select any color from here, then press OK. And the job is done. The duplicate values has been highlighted. Now, let's say I want to do the entries here again. Suppose I enter 1 here, 2 here, and 1 here. Then as you can see, it highlighted the cell of duplicate values. So, this is how you can highlight the duplicate values of your data. Tip number 21. As you can see in this workbook, I have 5 sheets here. Now, what I want to do is, among all these sheets, I want to move only this sheet 3 data to a new workbook. Let's say you wanted to mail it to somebody. So how do you do it? Firstly, I'll click on sheet 3. Then right click on it. Then go to move or copy. Now here, when you tick mark this create a copy option, it will keep one copy of the data of the current workbook and also make another copy where you wanted to move this data to. And if you keep it unticked, then it will move the data to a new workbook from now. I'll just tick mark it and then here in to book option, select new book and press OK, and that's it. Now as you can see, only sheet 3 data has transferred to a new workbook. Tip number 22. How to insert sheets in bulk amount in Microsoft Excel in just one click. Here I have written the names of months. Now what I have to do is, I want to insert sheets named as this months in one click. So, simply select the data, then go to Insert tab. Then click on Pivot Table, then click on Existing Sheet and press OK. You will see this header, Months. Over here, you have to simply drag it and drop into Report Filter like this. Then close this from here and click on this cell. Then, go to Options in Pivot Table tab, select this Show Report Filter Pages option, and then press OK. Now, we got all the sheets here, which we named after months. Tip number 23. If you don't want anyone to be able to change the name of your sheets in Workbook, delete or add a new worksheet. Then you can lock your workbook by simply opening this Review tab, then select this option of Protect Workbook, and tick mark this button options of Windows and Structure, then enter password and press OK. Now your workbook is locked, which means all these options won't work now. Tip number 24. Here I have a data where the marks of physics, chemistry, and maths are there and in total is entered here. Now here, I don't have any values, so it's displaying 0 here. Now, many of you guys use formula to remove 0. Here's a simple trick which you can use to hide 0. Select the range, then press Ctrl 1, then go to Custom and remove General from this box and put 0 and 3 times semicolon like we did previously, and press OK. So, now if you enter any values, the result will automatically appear here and you won't see 0 anymore. Tip number 25. In this table, I want to swap columns. Let's say I want this chemistry column to be in front and these both columns after the chemistry column. So what I want to do is, I would simply select the column from here, then press and hold the Shift key, and hold the column from the edge here, and then I can drag and drop wherever I want to. Let's say I want this physics column to be in front. So again, I'll select the column, then hold Shift key and drag it here. So, this is how you can swap columns. Tip number 26. Here I have this table where I want to do the data entry through forms. Firstly, I would select this range and press Ctrl T, and then convert it into table format. Now I can choose table styles from here. I will just randomly choose any and then remove the tick mark from banded row here, and let's change the color of this heading here. Let's say I want this font color to be black. Now we have successfully converted this range into the table format. See at the top, I have added an option of the form. So, how will you add this? You go to this quick access toolbar, then more commands. Then, from here, select all commands and then search the option of form from here and add it. Now, I'll choose this and click anywhere in this table format. Then click here in form, and now it's open for data entry. Here I have 4 columns, so I get 4 boxes here too, and now let's enter one here, marks of physics 23, tab, marks of chemistry 45, tab, marks of maths 76, then press new, and similarly, you can do the entries for the entire table from here. So, this is how you can do the data entry in this range of table with very ease. Tip number 27. Everyone knows how to filter data in Microsoft Excel. It's a very basic thing. Now, here I have a data of list of courses. Let us suppose that this data is very large, lots of rows and columns and names of courses. In this case, if you'll select courses from the list by putting filters, can take a lot of time. You can filter data by just clicking on any cell. Let's say I click on this word here, and what I want is the data of word should get filtered, so simply right click on the cell and then go to filters, then select filter by selected cell value, and now we got the filtered data here. Alright guys, so these are the 27 tips and tricks. I hope you got some value out of this video and got to learn something new. If you do so, then give this a thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more educational contents. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.